Hi Leos, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tawana. Today we're going to do your reading for August. This can resonate for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And I'll be using the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, the Tarot as usual. And I think I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle for advice today. I haven't used this deck in a while, so it's calling to me and I am going to accept that call. So this is actually your second reading because I did a reading for you under the new moon in Leo and my phone for some reason just didn't record the video. So here we go, second attempt. And it's funny, whenever that happens to me, I always am amazed at how some of the same cards end up coming out. So yeah, that's always really funny, but let's jump in. The first card we have is Faith in the Process. And if you notice, this person on this card is praying. There are two birds beside them, one in front of them and one on their back. And I feel like there's something that requires faith, something that isn't perhaps solvable by you. And so it's at a place where you have to hand it off to a higher power. Like, this is above me, I am handing it to you, and I am choosing to have faith in this situation because there's nothing else that I can do. Beneath that, we have the Hermit card and the Two of Cups. Okay, that is a very interesting combination. And then we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, two queens here. And then we have the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Friendship, relationships. We're talking about you and somebody else here, whether this is a friendship for you or this is a relationship for you that is intimate, or if this is a family dynamic here, but you're dealing with you and somebody else. And it feels like it's either you or this feminine energy here that is stepping out of a dynamic, a duo. It feels like a duo is now one, like something that like we used to be friends and somebody's no longer present, somebody's absent, somebody has removed themselves from the duo, somebody has removed themselves from the dynamic, somebody is absent from, or maybe somebody's no longer even contributing to the dynamic between you and them anymore. The Queen of Cups is right beside that, so I'm inclined to say it's this Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands person. Or maybe these are two different people who have ghosted a relationship with each other. So you guys will know best what's in your individual situations, but ultimately there's a relationship here that either one or both of you are not participating in anymore. And it feels like one of you is soul searching, maybe thinking about like the purpose of this relationship, where this relationship is going, like having deep contemplative energy on a partnership. And perhaps that's why faith is required in this process. Maybe one person has to go, one person has to leave, one person has to take some time to themselves. And then below that, we have the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So this was a happy situation, but that has changed. This was a wish fulfillment at one point. Whatever this Two of Cups is, it felt like two people were in such alignment at one point, but no more. That has changed. The timing has changed. Or the timing is changing if you haven't gone through this yet. So whatever this Two of Cups is and how reciprocal and equal it felt, maybe you talked every single day, or maybe you did everything together, and now it feels like that phase of the relationship is changing, which requires somebody to have faith in that process. And then right next to that, we have releasing allegiances, which I guess feels like a continued story to me. Releasing allegiances talks about holding on to yourself. Sometimes or allegiances and ties with others come to a point where we have to let go of them or let go of the attachment, because we need to tend to ourselves. We need to take care of whether it's the physical vessel, take care of our mental well-being, take care of our emotional well-being. But it's a time to focus on the self. And maybe that is what is required in this situation right now. And whether the allegiance needs to be released temporarily or permanently, it doesn't really matter, because we go in and out of resonance with the people who we form relationships with. But regardless of if this is temporary or permanent, it feels like the focus should be on self at the moment. Or maybe that's what you're using this time to focus on, self. So we have the World, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Hierophant, the Devil, the Strength card, and the Page of Pentacles. Wow, this is really big energy. The World talks about, perhaps it could even talk about travel. It could talk about major endings, major beginnings. It can talk about accomplishments, achieving something. All of those things may be involved, or some of those things may be involved in your personal story. Maybe one person has to travel, and that's breaking up a dynamic between two. And it's heartbreaking. I feel like something is heartbreaking, but it's an opportunity to focus on the new. It's an opportunity to let go of the beliefs that you've held, the traditions, or it feels like a challenge for you to let go of what you have conditioned yourself to believe, the traditions that you have held in partnership or personally, because that's what the Hierophant represents. But the Devil, if it's not appearing in a Capricorn reading, to me, it can mean bondage. And in this scenario, I feel like it's bondage to a particular idea or to a particular tradition. The Hierophant can represent marriage too. For those of you who are experiencing this in the dynamic of a marriage, maybe a marriage has ended, maybe one person has to travel. But it feels like being bound to an idea, being bound to whatever the Hierophant can even represent a person for some of you. It's Taurian energy, Taurus energy, and it feels like you won't be able to start anew, have new relationships, feel new love, feel joy, whatever this Ace of Cups represents, because the Ace of Cups to me can just represent having so much, being so emotionally full that your cup runneth over. It doesn't necessarily have to mean starting new relationships, whether that be intimate or friendships or whatever. It just means being so filled, being so emotionally fulfilled. It could even mean self-love. But whatever that Ace of Cups is for you, you're not going to be able to step into that Ace of Cups until you release the ideas that you've held. Maybe you've told yourself that this is my forever person, or I can't do this without this person, or the things that we used to do together I can't do anymore because it's not with them and they just got me, or whatever you tell yourself. It feels like this month is requiring courage to start small, maybe to accept small offers. That's what the page is, a very small offer. Making a small offer to somebody else, this is your card. So making small efforts to start anew, start new relationships, start the journey of self-love without whoever this person is that was in close proximity to you. Even though it hurts, because the Three of Swords is here and it's obvious that it hurts. The challenge feels like detaching from this devil energy of the beliefs that you told yourself, like how you were conditioned to think when you were in partnership with someone else. Not letting that be a blockage on experiencing joy, perhaps with others, or even maybe by yourself. And then we have listening for the truth. which speaks for itself. This person is listening into a seashell with their eyes closed to find out what is true and what is not. And this truth feels very personal. Like, what is true to me and what is not? Or universe, show me the truth of a situation, of a person, of a dynamic. We have the Empress and the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So we have lots of feelings in this reading, just cups, cups. Do we have any other cups? Cups, cups, Queen of Cups. So this feels like strong emotional ties, very strong emotional ties here. Very strong emotional ties. And listening for the truth is even more impactful for me because of the Devil Hierophant combination. Because the truth can change and there can be multiple truths for different people. So what are you telling yourself is the truth? Are you telling yourself that you can't co-create with anybody else? You can't make any other friends? You can't make any other relationships? If you're telling yourself things like that, it's because of the attachment that you have to an idea or a person in your past. And if that is the case, you're being encouraged to listen for the actual truth, not the truth that you're telling yourself because you are fearful, or the truth that you are telling yourself because of unhealthy bonds that you've experienced. The actual truth, the truth from God, from God's ears, from God's mouth to your ears. Not anybody else's opinion. The truth for you. What is the truth for you? This feels like heavy beliefs and conditioning to me, because something about the Hierophant energy, when it's in its shadow side, it can be dogma. It signifies religion in certain cases too. Some of you guys, this could be religious beliefs that you're dealing with and having to release those because of how they have trapped you from creating new relationships, bonds, maybe how you have been conditioned to think based on religion. Whatever it is, it's unhealthy beliefs. This could have been an unhealthy marriage. The Hierophant's going to be different for a lot of you. And bear in mind that when I say marriage in tarot, you don't have to be actually married in real life according to the law. Tarot recognizes marriage to mean commitment and bond to each other regardless. It's like a spiritual commitment and bond. It doesn't have to be, oh, this person has a ring on their finger and this person has a ring on their finger. So the Empress, this is not your energy. This feels like somebody else that you're dealing with, or maybe this is just the birth of something. This is signifying the birth of something to you. Some of you guys could be dealing with a mother energy or a maternal energy. But regardless, this is new beginnings, bountiful beginnings. It feels like whoever this person is or whatever this new beginning is, you have invested quite a lot into, or this Empress has invested a lot into something. It feels like someone is it's either the Empress is walking away from their investments with you, or has walked away from an investment with you, or you're walking away from an investment with this Empress. If this is not a person, it feels like walking away from the birth, something that you birthed into the physical world, like a creation, something that you have invested in, walking away from that and having to deal with the grief of, I invested so much, like I put so much into this thing that I created, whether it's a business or it's a person or whatever. But having to face the reality of walking away from something that you invested a lot into. And then we have for some reason, I want to put this like this. I don't know why, but I want to put this like this. Are some of you guys walking towards something in the past? Because the Six of Cups talks about emotional bonds from the past. An opportunity, are you guys, is this an opportunity that you're taking to return to the past? That's what this looks like for some of you. You're taking an opportunity. It's like you're walking away from something to return to something that you left in the past. You guys will have to let me know what this is for you. This Empress could be the person too who's walking away from. So it's like somebody's taking fast action back to something that they left in the past. Bottom of the deck, we have not for you. So let's see what the advice is. What's the advice for Leos in August 2023? And bear in mind that this is not for you. Keeps coming up. New life, where we split the deck. Yeah, this doesn't have to be in August. This could be in September. You guys are on your own timelines and are going to experience this at different points. All right, so let's get some advice. Advice for Leos. Spirit, what is the advice for Leo placements this month? What's the advice? Are you tempted? Some of you, this feels like a temptation to go back to something in the past because you're so attached to it. All right, let's get the advice. Advice for Leos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yin, the feminine energy of receptivity. All right, advice for Leos. Interesting cards. We have the feminine energy of receptivity, and this is the energy of not necessarily doing, but letting things come to you. So I'm not sure who needs to hear that and how that will apply to you, but take it as you see fit. And then we have chop wood. You know what this feels like? This feels like I'm gonna just do what I need to do. I'm gonna take care of all my tasks and my to-do list and do all my daily requirements that I have to survive on this planet. And I'm just gonna observe, and I'm not gonna take any actions right now. I'm just going to see how something plays out. I'm gonna see how this plays out. Observer means observing a situation, not necessarily taking action, but just seeing what comes. If you notice, the fox is there. The fox is a very cunning animal. This card talks about perspective, objectivity, and neutral observation of a situation from a distance. Not making an impulsive or emotional decision, but observing how you feel and observing how the situation plays out. It feels like, Leos, you should take time before you react to something or someone. Take time before going back to any opportunities. Just take some time out to collect yourself. I feel like the clarity will come. I'm going to leave you guys here, and I hope this reading was valuable to you in some way, shape, or form. Remember to like, share, subscribe to support this channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.